Welcome, wrestling fans. Welcome to Curtain Jerkin. As always, I'm your host, Jacob Grondy, reporting for the Main Event Marks YouTube channel. You can also check me out on Spotify. I'm going to back up from the mic. I see I'm going crazy. I'm attacking you guys. I'm being real loud, but I'm excited, guys. We have a jam-packed weekend of wrestling. We have SmackDown, AEW Rampage. Then we're going to wake up in the afternoons here in America and have WWE Money in the Bank, and then we're going to have Collision. So we have what is that, 3, 4, there's 9 solid hours in 48 hours of amazing wrestling. I love what kind of a global sport wrestling has become. We have a big show in Canada, then a big show in UK. We did Puerto Rico earlier in the year. Of course, we have all the stuff that's going on in Japan and Mexico. But let's break down AEW Dynamite from Wednesday. You know I love AEW Dynamite. Loved MJF trying to butter up Adam Cole. He's even had the shirts made. I'm better than you, baby. I might get one of those. That seemed pretty cool. And then he shits on Strong after Strong was warning Adam Cole about MJF. He walks right up to him and says, "Oh, look, it's the generic white guy," which is hilarious because you know that's kind of hurt Roderick Strong in his career, just looking just like an average dude. I mean, I like Roderick Strong. I know he's not average in the ring, but if you're flipping through channels and you saw Roderick Strong, you might not know it's a pro wrestling show. I'll say it like that. I know it's I would love to see Roderick Strong on my television, but not knowing makes it funny. And for it to be brought up in the body of a wrestling show is funny. Highlights of Omega and Ospreay. Run it back again at Wembley. That's all I can say. Okada versus Danielson highlights as well was cool. The Hung Bucks are backstage, trying to issue an open challenge, literally overlooking the Dark Order because they were standing right to their, if I'm looking at the camera correctly, saying they wanted to challenge him. This was hilarious. Not really hilarious, but kind of funny that, they were, kind of not taking the Dark Order seriously to the point where they were, kind of just, trying to book an open challenge, not even thinking that they could wrestle the Dark Order, especially with, the Elite beat up Hangman. He left, and him and the Dark Order fought the Elite, and now he's back with the Elite, kind of turned his back on on his true friends to go sit at the popular table once again. Kind of seems to be the dynamics at play here. Owen Hart tournament promos were good. Jungle Boy promo was good, believe it or not. He's gone heel now. He looks like the dude from that 70s show, making fun of Buffalo, calling it Toronto, bringing up the forest fires, even though he lives in LA. I mean, shit, dude, the forest fires are coming your way. Don't worry. Hook comes out, and Jungle Boy runs, not like you would run in a horror movie, but run like you would run in a 5K, just darts, which I thought was pretty funny to watch. And then he just dives into a vehicle just like he would dive through the ropes in a suicide dive in a match. I thought that was hilarious. This show was pretty funny to me. I enjoyed it quite a bit on the from a comedy perspective. John Morrison, the latest signee to just come out and feel like a mid-carder. Johnny TV teaming up with QT Marshall. We'll see how good he does. I mean, of course he's going to do good. Let's rank all these matches from worst to first. Number 5, we have Ruby Soho versus Lexi Nichols. Lexi, a 10-year veteran, Impact and ROH appearances. Ruby makes quick work of her, 1, 2, 3. And then she cuts a pretty solid promo. Number 4 out of 5, making the Mount Rushmore of this week's Dynamite, Vikingo, Orange Cassidy and Keith Lee versus Daniel Garcia, Daddy Magic and Cool Hand, Angela Parker. Ring gets cut in half, Vikingo in trouble, a hot tag to Keith Lee. Garcia dances on Keith Lee, which is another funny moment on the show. Vikingo goes for a moonsault, and everyone moves out of the way but Keith Lee. Keith Lee looks like he was supposed to catch him here, does not catch him. Awkward landing, it looks like it could have hurt Vikingo pretty badly. But then after this awkwardness, Keith Lee picks him back up and just starts using him as a battering ram, using his partner as a battering ram to his opponents. That kind of looked awkward after the dive looked awkward, and then Vikingo does like a moonsault on top of that. Just an awkward part of the match. Huge slam by Keith Lee. 1, 2, 3. Keith Lee wins for his team. An odd trio here for the good guys who won the match, but not effective. It was kind of a clunky match. Sits at number 4. Number 3, the Hung Bucks versus the Dark Order. Silver's the man here. Bucks dive. Hangman didn't want to wrestle the Dark Order here. Uno slaps him. I love the stunner into a German suplex combo that Reynolds and Silver does. There was a "We Want Uno" chant here. I will never chant that if Reynolds or Silver is in the ring. I think those guys are highly underrated and better than Evil Uno. Hangman still has issues with wrestling, his uncool friends, but he finally hits the Deadeye. Bucks hit the BTE trigger. Buckshot Lariat. 1, 2, 3. Blackpool Combat Club come out and attack him. And Kingston comes out, but it's a numbers game. And then on July 19th, we're going to get a Blood and Guts match. I think this is super close to Kingston's G1 appearance. So he's going to do Blood and Guts, and then he's going to run over to Japan for the G1. Goddamn, Eddie Kingston. God bless you, buddy. And then number 2, the silver medal for this week's Dynamite. Darby Allin and Sting versus the Painmaker and Guevara. Tornado tag match in the main event of Dynamite. Sign me the fuck up. Bat versus Bat. Guevara gets a ladder. Brawling. Cutter from Sammy. Coffin drop from Darby. I'm getting hooked. Darby sets up 2 tables right next to each other and then puts the ladder in the ring. Tables are on the outside, and Sting is the one that jumps off. Lands awkwardly again, chipping his tooth or some shit. Just like you see him jump, it just like hurts his face. It's like you almost want him to, like, as a fan, like, break his arm, because, like, of course you just, like, fall off a ladder and, like, oh, my tooth, god damn it. Like, that's what would happen if you or I fell off a ladder. But it was the Stinger, so it made it awesome. A lot of people online saying he's a 61-year-old man, he shouldn't be doing this stuff. Shut the fuck up. He's a goddamn wrestler. He can do whatever he wants. He's Sting. He is Sting. I love watching veterans still trying to do awesome stuff. A lot of people, half of Sting's age and half of his charisma, half of his star power, would have phoned it in and not done anything like that. So I think it's cool, and I think it sends, maybe I'm saying this the wrong way, but I think it sends a good message to the locker room that even though you have star power, you can still try. He comes from a company like Impact Wrestling and TNA that was plagued from having these stars sign in and do like these half-ass matches, and then you go back to WCW even more so. So here he is, the veteran, proving that he wasn't going to do that even if he could do that. I love that shit. Judas Effect. Walls on Sting. Sting uses the bat to break free. Stinger Splash. Code Breaker. Playing the hits here. I'm eating it up. 1, 2. Sting kicks out. Scorpion Death Drop. 1, 2. Jericho kicks out. Scorpion Death Lock. Jericho taps out like a little bitch. Sting bleeding from the mouth as the show goes off the air. God damn, do I love wrestling. And I love that match, but it wasn't number 1. Number 1 was Moxley versus Ishii. First match of the show, best match of the show, chops, shoulder tackles, Mox biting Ishii, Ishii biting Mox. Eddie Kingston comes out there to make sure the rest of Blackpool Combat Club ain't doing no bullshit. Ishii and Mox keep brawling as everyone else kind of fights around them. Forearm battle. Mox finally drops Ishii. Pile driver. 1, 2. No. Mox bleeding from the headbutts. They keep headbutting. They hit some bitch slaps. Dirty deeds from Ishii. Sliding lariat. 1, 2. No. Death Rider from Moxley. 1, 2, 3. Mox gets the victory here. That is my review from AEW Dynamite. But let's dive into some matches here from are going into Money in the Bank. We have Ricochet versus Shinsuke Nakamura versus LA Knight versus Santos Escobar versus Butch versus Damian Priest versus Logan Paul in the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Oh man, I wanted to be on LA Knight. I think that would be really cool. I think he could cut some great promos, and it would give him something to sink his teeth into, because he's getting cheers on SmackDown, and you can't really ignore it. And I feel like the U.S. champion is good on Theory, and the Intercontinental title is on a different show. but good on Gunther. So that could kind of be LA Knight's like mid-card title run before you maybe feed him to Roman or Cody or something like that. But I do think it's going to go on Logan Paul. Logan Paul's been eating a lot of L's in 2023, and you don't sign a star like that to make him not feel like a star. You got to make him feel like a star. You give him the Money in the Bank briefcase, so then when he's doing impulsive, he can put that briefcase behind him. Maybe he can come out with the briefcase when Jake Paul is wrestling Diaz, in August. Apparently they did some kind of stunt where they wanted to be the prime bottles thrown at KSI and Logan Paul, so he can do all these kind of media stunts with this briefcase, and I think the WWE is going to like that. I think they're going to give it to Logan Paul. That's my prediction. My heart, LA Knight. My brain, Logan Paul. Then we have Zelina Vega, Becky Lynch, Zoe Stark, Bayley, Io Sky, Trish Stratus in the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Let's break this down. So Trish and Becky are going to take each other out. Damage control is kind of a failed concept, I feel like, so maybe Bayley and Io Sky take each other out. So then you got Zoe and Zelina Vega. Zoe's kind of just like a henchman for Trish. So shit, I guess it could go on Zelina Vega. Why not? Put it on Zelina Vega. She can always cash in and lose. Cody Rhodes versus Dominic Mysterio, just in a straight-up singles match. This match is going to have some heat, little mid-card heat here. Cody Rhodes is winning that one. Seth freaking Rollins, the champion, versus Finn Balor in his home country or home continent, but it's going to feel like a home country because it's all the UK kind of feeling. But Seth freaking Rollins is going to win, man. The UK crowd loves to sing, and people love singing Seth's entrance here. They also like doing the wah stand-up little thing that Finn does. I don't even know if he still does that thing, but they love doing that thing. So this is going to be a hyped match. This whole card's going to be hyped. I mean, you got 2 ladder matches, 2 matches with tons of heat, and then you go into a 3rd match with tons of heat. The Bloodline, Solo Sikoa and Roman Reigns with Paul Heyman versus the Usos. The Bloodline Civil War. This is the one time you can have Roman Reigns lose without taking the pin, and you can put over the Usos. So I think the Usos are going to pin Solo Sikoa because Paul Heyman's going to do some bullshit and get caught and fuck it up somehow. Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler, the champions, versus Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. Don't take the title off the USC ladies. They're killing it. And much like Logan Paul, you have to kind of do something to validate the amount of money you give Ronda Rousey. So I think Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler are going to win that one. And then the last match, Gunther and Riddle for the Intercontinental title. I think Gunther is going to be treated like a babyface. Yes, he's from Germany, or not Germany, even I think Austria or something like that, from mainland Europe. But he wrestled a lot in the UK. So did Riddle. This match is going to have a lot of hype. This whole card, now that I'm looking at it, is going to be super hype. Love that it's in the middle of the day. I'm going to go with Matt Riddle. No. Fuck, what am I saying here? Matt Riddle is not going to win at all. Gunther is going to win and hold the IC title. So I think I picked Logan Paul, Zelina Vega, Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, Usos, Ronda Rousey, and Shayna Baszler, and Gunther are my picks. Go to Vegas, go to Atlantic City, go wherever you need to go to make some money, but put your money on those choices. I'm losing my voice here. I love wrestling so much, and it's going to be a lot of screaming over the next few days because I'm going to watch it all. I'm talking SmackDown, I'm talking Rampage, I'm talking Collision, and I'm talking Money in the Bank. Probably talk to you guys again on Sunday night. As always, fly high. I'm out.